And yet the question remains, why did it crash? But the media needed a villain. The media labeled him a thief. The politician made an example out of him. And overnight, the man who once threw the biggest parties in India,
Vijay Mallya.
Fugitive economic offender Vijay Mallya.
Vijay Mallya flew to London with 7 heavy bags.
I am not a thief. I invested more than I owed. These aren't just words from any newspaper article. These are Vijay Mallya's own words from a rare sit-down podcast with Shamani. After years of silence, media trials and public outrage, the man who once owned India's most luxurious airline and an IPL team has finally spoken out. Was he really fraud or just a businessman who couldn't keep up with an economy that turned on him? So let's break it down in today's video, from his rise, his massive gamble with Kingfisher airline, to the public shaming that followed. Vijay Mallya, the so-called flamboyant billionaire, once also called India's Richard Branson, opens up after more than 9 years of being branded as a fugitive. In this video, we'll unpack the whole conversation with Raj Shamani, where Vijay Mallya breaks his silence on why Kingfisher failed, what he regrets the most, and why he believes that Indian system was never fair to him. And this is not just story about business, it's about power, perception, and redemption. Back in 2005, Kingfisher Airline wasn't just another airline. It was a statement, red uniform, premium experience, and Bollywood level branding. Within just 3 years, it controlled nearly 27% of the market. But behind the scenes, Mallya says the numbers were bleeding. He claims to have invested thousands of crores from his own liquor empire just to keep that dream alive. And yet the question remains, why did it crash? And according to Mallya, the reasons were rising fuel prices, unfair taxation, and worst of all, pressure from Indian government officials to keep flying when he wanted to downsize the company. And what Mallya describes next isn't just business failure, it's a slow, painful, public unraveling. By 2012, Kingfisher was grounded, staffs were still unpaid, and investors were fleeing. But here is the twist. Mallya claims that over 13,000 crores was paid back to the bank and Indian government, which is more than twice he allegedly owned. He insists, I didn't run away. I have been in the UK openly fighting my case. But the media needed a villain. Mallya says what hurt him the most wasn't losing his empire. It was how quickly the public turned against him. The media labeled him a thief. The politician made an example out of him. And overnight, the man who once threw the biggest parties in India became public enemy number one. And he asks a serious question. How many big businesses in India have failed and not been criminalized? He believes his image was collateral damage in a bigger political game. And in Raj Shamani's podcast, he clearly says he's ready to move to India if he is assured of a fair trial. He has been fighting extradition in the UK for years, and despite all legal challenges, he hasn't been convicted of fraud by any international court. And in Vijay Mallya's message to India, he says, I never stole, I overinvested, I made business mistakes, not crimes. He also had message for his former Kingfisher staff, expressing regret and pain for the jobs lost and lives affected. And there is one thing Mallya admits. If he had just downsized earlier, maybe Kingfisher would have survived. He calls himself emotional about his businesses, and that emotional decision making, he says, cost him everything. But his story doesn't end with regret. It ends with strong claim. I paid more than I owed. I just want my name cleared. Was Mallya just another failed businessman who was punished too harshly for being who he was? Or is this just a clever PR move to rewrite the history? And if you have watched this video till here, hit that subscribe button so that I can bring this kind of interesting topics to you.